Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I just want to talk briefly, and I mean as brief as I can, about the Jets game yesterday. The Jets lost the game 40-14 yesterday to the Buffalo Bills. And probably, every week I watch this team and I think they can't be more embarrassing than they were this Sunday, right? It's got to be better. Even if it's the Bills, it's a division rival. They can't be bad. They've been playing good the last couple of weeks. I get it. The offense a little bit better against bad teams. There's nothing to pat yourself on the back over. But I want to tell you this: that yesterday's performance makes me wonder why I'm even a fan of this team. It was so pathetic, so embarrassing, so humiliating, even for the Jets, who, by the way, make themselves more embarrassing every single day. Every game they play, almost they sink to a new low. And when you think they can't go any lower than they do, yesterday comes and yesterday happens. The Bills made them look like a high school team they were just beating up for a charity event or something like that. They were toying with. The Jets don't get a score until it's 40-0. Now, and that was with Tyrod Taylor. Oh yeah, by the way, if any of you guys out there, any of you Aaron Rodgers fanboys out there want to give any of us a reason or an excuse why to bring this guy back, yesterday should show you why we shouldn't. He was absolutely horrendous. He pulled himself out of the game in the third quarter in his press conference or whatever they call that after the game. Yeah, I thought I'm just not going to quote him because it's not worth my time to quote him. But he said something along the lines of, yeah, maybe it's time to put Tyrod in. If you can't see that the guy is at this point just protecting his own legacy, he is not a leader. That's not what leaders do. He got sacked 4 times in the game. I don't care. You're supposed to be the man. You're supposed to be the leader of this team. And instead you pull yourself out of the game. Now, if this guy takes the field next Sunday against the Dolphins, I would fucking boo him if I was there at the stadium. I would boo him. Get him off the team now. Cut him now. Don't wait. Because now he's a quitter. And this is what he shows the other guys. I don't care if it's 300-0. He's the leader of this team. Stay in there and take your abuse, man. But he didn't. He wanted to call himself out. He wanted to pull himself out of the game. Tyrod Taylor comes in, gets a couple of consolation touchdowns in garbage time. No big deal, but at least they scored. At least it wasn't embarrassing. Let me put this into perspective for you. Aaron Rodgers was 12 of 18 for 112 yards, 2 picks, at 44 quarterback rating. Aaron Rodgers, that's what he did against the Bills defense. That's a good defense. Granted, I get it, but can't we scheme up some plays? And this is my other point I want to make here. This team, yesterday's game, the embarrassment and the humiliation that it was, is just a microcosm of what this team really is. The coaching is absolutely horrendous. The players have already quit. Their hearts and souls are not into this anymore. And I'm including Aaron Rodgers in that too. He is no different. He pulled himself out of the game. That tells me that he's going, fuck this. I don't want to, I don't want to get injured, or I don't want to hurt get him off the goddamn team now. Don't wait another minute. He should have been cut this morning, but they won't do it because they've got no balls. They won't do what they should do. So the coaching, horrendous. And I'm watching the game, of course, as I even hate to admit that I do. I don't know how many penalties the Jets had. They had 112 yards in penalties, 16 or 14 penalties, I think it was. Just unbelievable at this point of the season that you can play that poorly and have that many penalties. This goes back to they're undisciplined. They're just a poorly coached, the worst coach team I've seen in years. If you want the truth from me, everything that it was yesterday's game is what this team is. They're never ready. They don't want to play. They're poorly coached. They're poorly led. They have a whole bunch of guys on the team making way too much money. We're making the younger guys mad, keeping these older has-beens. It's just, there's so many things wrong with this football team. I don't even have time to make a video on what I think is wrong with this team. And all you guys out there that think Mike Vrabel's coming here, you're out of your minds. Vrabel is not coming here. I even seen a report a couple of days ago, a rumor where the Patriots might even fire Gerard Mayo and bring Vrabel into the Patriots. I'm sure he'd rather go there. with a young quarterback who's playing good football. I know the Patriots got stomped the other day by the Chargers, but they still have a young quarterback who looks good. I believe he has a future. You think he's not going to go there and build something as opposed to come here and get stuck with Aaron fucking Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard, all these other has-beens that don't belong on the team anymore. He's not going to come here. So get that right out of your minds. The Jets are going to get some kind of a has-been coach, a retread coach. That's who they're going to get. And they're not going to get a top-of-the-line guy to come here unless everything changes. But yesterday's game was so humiliating, so embarrassing. I want to say the first 3 drives of the Jets. Let me see here. I just want to scroll down here. The first 3 drives of the Jets ended up in a 4-and-out. Where the hell is it? I'm trying to find it here. I'm so angry that of this game. I couldn't even make a video till this morning. I was actually going to make something yesterday, but yeah, the Jets' first half possessions ended in a turnover on downs and a safety. That's how they were pathetic. Rodgers was pathetic. It's just to watch this team every Sunday. The only thing I can tell you now is I'm so glad that the season's going to be over after next week. And by the way, too, this Dolphin game next week means something to the Dolphins. The Dolphins still have an outside weird chance of sneaking in the playoffs. I think I could be wrong here. Leave me a comment below if I am, but I think the scenario is if the Dolphins beat the Jets and the Bengals lose to Pittsburgh and Denver loses to Kansas City, the Dolphins will sneak into the playoffs. They can still make the playoffs. But if the Broncos win their game against the Chiefs next week, which they may, because I think the Chiefs may be sitting some of their starters, so the Broncos may have a chance. But if the Broncos beat Kansas City next week, then the Broncos get the final playoff spot. The Bengals and the Dolphins have no chance. But if they lose that game to the Chiefs and Bengals lose to Pittsburgh, the Dolphins can get into the playoffs by beating the Jets. And they can also not get in by losing to the Jets. And the Bengals can get in if the Dolphins lose and the Broncos lose and the Bengals beat Pittsburgh. So there's a big scenario. But those 3 teams are fighting for that last spot. And the Jets are fighting just for nothing. They have no pride. They have no heart. They have no dignity, this team. They're embarrassing to watch. They're awful. Probably one of the worst Jets teams I've seen in 10 years. This team has just got no heart, no soul, nothing to them. And we've got the mighty Aaron Rodgers on our team, and he stinks. He's past his time. He's a has-been. I don't understand why, to this point, and this morning, I don't see that he's already cut from the team. And if they start him next week against the Dolphins, I don't even think I'm going to watch the game. I'll just read up on what happened in the game, and then I'll make a video on it. I won't even watch it. He shouldn't be on the field. He's not a leader. He's a quitter. And that's the bottom line, and that's all I've got to say. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a great deal. I like when everybody comments and I can go back and forth with someone else's ideas. But right now, I'm just glad the season's coming to an end. It's embarrassing. It's humiliating to watch. And I feel sorry for any Jet fan that even goes to games. They should really refund your money and give your money back. But anyway, everybody try to have a great day today. And I'll be talking to you soon during the week. Bye now.